There's this story of a Greek god who is called Kronos, and he knows everything. He knows everything in all possible dimensions at all times. That's not the superpower. His power is actually that he has some blind spots so that he can have that power, but also still appreciate and have an experience of autonomy, choice, and the capacity to actually experience. Because if he had all knowledge, no blind spots, complete certainty, there would be nothing to operate. It would just be, the experience would be null and void without spontaneity. Complete knowledge of everything that's going to happen, that would be torture for you. The reason that life has any sort of beauty or experience to it is because of the serendipity. It's because of the spontaneity. So this Greek god, not that he has this knowledge, it's that there's parts of his experience where he doesn't have certainty. That's the thing for him. He has the power to not have certainty for certain things so that he can actually have an experience and have an autonomous power of choice and have a personal individual freedom. With complete certainty, you can't get that. So we can't see uncertainty as a bad thing. The problem is that we're attached to wanting all the good stuff to happen and not wanting all the bad stuff to happen. And we think that in the pool of uncertainty, the time where we don't know what's going to happen next, we think the worst. We prepare for the worst and we never prepare for the best. We have to see that there are waves to our life. So we go through certainty and uncertainty, certainty and uncertainty. We go from the known to the unknown, known to the unknown. There's 3 operating modes in the Vedantic tradition. They call it creation, maintenance, and destruction. Now, you want to be in creation operator mode, because if you're not in creation operator mode, you go into maintenance mode, and that's okay too. But the problem is if you stay in maintenance mode without going back into creation mode, you end up in destruction mode. Now, most people fear uncertainty because they think they're going to go into destruction mode. Now, we can see these 3 layers in all experience. Think about it. The growth, the life of an apple. Creation, maintenance, and destruction. An apple goes through that. The human body. It's created, it's maintained, and it's destroyed. A relationship. It's created, it's maintained, and it's destroyed, unless it's destroyed by death. Every single thing on earth goes through the same cycle: creation, maintenance, and destruction. Now, our lives are exactly the same, and the things in them. So the relationships we have, the careers we have, the things that we do, the hobbies we like, created, maintained, destroyed. Now, destroyed is an extreme word. It's more like comes to a dissolution, okay? And because life is in a perpetual state of change, what we find is that we have to go into creation mode again, regardless of what we want. It's just the way nature is. And the problem is that we get attached to the things that we're maintaining. So what life is teaching us is this is what you've always experienced: certainty, uncertainty, certainty, uncertainty. If you're having a very creative life, you're definitely in this paradigm like that. If your life is slow, you're maintaining things, you have life to push you towards destruction until you go back into creation mode, your life is probably going to be more like this. You see? Not much changing, day to day is always the same. Now, the problem with this is that eventually something will come to a dissolution. And most people don't want that to happen because they're attached to the things they're experiencing. So what life is teaching us is how to live in creation operator mode. It's not teaching us to maintain everything and keep everything the same and make sure nothing changes. It's teaching us to live in creation mode. Now, destruction mode doesn't mean the end of a marriage, the end of a relationship, or the death of your body. It can, but it doesn't mean that. It likely won't in most cases. But the problem is when you're in a relationship and both of you aren't in creation operator mode, well, you'll end up in maintenance mode. And if you don't go back into creation mode, you end up breaking up. This is the cause of all divorce and cause of all breakups. No one wants to go back into creation mode. They don't want to recreate the relationship. They want to stay and maintain what's already known. They want to stay in the ever-present known, the safety of the known. And as long as you stay there, you have to eventually go back to creation mode. If you don't, you go to destruction mode. So you understand this framework and apply this to certainty. You are going to have times in your life where you're not in the known. It's the nature of life. You cannot avoid that. So the problem is that we think when we're in the certainty gap, when we're in the mode we're in certainty, which is like the mode after creation, right? Where we know we've created and now we know what's going to happen and now we're going to go and do the thing. And now we're maintaining it or growing it, you see? When we're in that mode, it's like we think we're in a good spot. We think this is the good spot. And then once we go into uncertainty, oh, this is the bad spot. I don't know what's going to happen. I should know what's going to happen. And now that I don't know, now I'm freaking out because I should know. The thing to see is that the knowing and the known and the uncertainty and the certainty, they're exactly the same. The uncertainty is equally as good as the certainty. This is the thing to see. If you're in a moment of uncertainty, it's because you're in creation operator mode, which is like the highest mode you can be in. The goal is to like just get good at doing that. And your problem, the thing that's holding you back, is that you're not good at doing that because you're freaking out whenever you go into creation operator mode, because you're not used to it. And because certainty means reliability means safety, and because you're attached to, you either don't trust life or you don't trust yourself, you believe when you're in uncertainty, everything's up in the air, no safety net, everything is a risk, and you can potentially lose your job, end up homeless and die. That's basically the premise of this whole thing. We need to first understand this framework. That's very important. The second thing is we need to see very clearly, being in uncertainty is not a bad mode to be in. It's actually a good mode to be in. Being in certainty, fantastic. Enjoy it while you're there. When you're in uncertainty, fantastic. Enjoy it while you're there. Be open to possibilities. You cannot have possibilities in the known. Obviously, there's possibilities in the known in varying degrees, right? When you're in the known, you're not necessarily in the known in all of your life. You could be in the known in your career, but not in your relationships. You could be in the known in your relationship, but not in your career. You could be in the known of where you're going to live, but not in the known of where you're going to find your next job. You see, we can be in unknowns and knowns in different variations of our life. The thing to see is that it's healthy to be in the unknown. Life is teaching us to get very, very accustomed to the unknown, very, very accustomed to uncertainty, because you have to be in uncertainty to be in creation operator mode. Because how can you be in creation operator mode and also be certain? It's impossible. You can't be in two at the same time, because if you were to be in certainty, well, you would be after the part of creation mode where you've already been in the uncertainty. You can't get to certainty without first going through uncertainty. So if you're in uncertainty, you're not in a bad place. Things aren't up in the air. Life's not ready to shoot you down if you make a mistake. You're in the best place possible. You have to see that. That's the best place to be. Pure creativity, pure abundance of opportunities. The problem is that you're not certain about what you want. If you were certain about what you wanted, being in the unknown means that you are open to possibilities. And if you don't know what you want and you're in the unknown, fantastic. This is where you get to learn that. Where else can you learn to know what you want? There's no other opportunity. Yes, I know what I want when I'm in certainty. Well, then you're already certain, so you'd already have figured it out. So if you're in the unknown, if you're in uncertainty, you're in the best place to be because you're in creation operator mode. Now, we want to get good at noticing the signals because we don't want life to force us into creation operator mode, because the only way life can force us into creation operator mode is if it takes us through destruction mode. We want to go from maintenance to creativity, maintenance to creativity. We don't want to go maintenance to destruction to creativity, because we all know what it's like when we got to go through destruction back to creativity. It looks like staying in a job too long when we knew we should have left. It looks like staying in a relationship too long when we knew we should have left. It looks like staying anywhere too long or doing anything way past its sell-by date, only to realize that it's not possible to maintain it, and something vigorous usually happens to get us back into creation mode. Because otherwise, why would we do it? Something has to be more uncomfortable than the comfort of the discomfort that we're already in. You see? So if we're already uncomfortable, but we're comfortable with the uncomfortableness, and we're staying there because it's easier to stay there than it is to leave, well, life's going to have to do something about that. And it's going to have to do something to wake you up, to get you back into creation mode. This is what we're learning. So if you're in creation mode, meaning if you're in uncertainty, Take it as a good sign. Be there and learn to feel safe in the uncertainty mode by seeing it as the creation mode. It is a creation mode. It's not an uncertainty mode. It's like if an artist goes to a canvas and says, I'm certain what I'm going to make. Well, that's not creativity. Creativity is apt with uncertainty. That's the point. You can't have creativity and be certain about something. The best creativity is when you're uncertain. It means when you don't know, when you're in the unknown. That's where creativity comes from. It doesn't come from the ever knowledgeable known, where I know everything. That's completely, you're not open to anything when you're in that mode. Get comfortable living in the unknown. This is something that we have to learn. We are safe in that mode. That is the best place to be. And the only reason that you don't think it's a safe place to be is because you can't see what's around the corner. And when you can't see what's around the corner, you are assuming the worst. Imagine you were to assume the best. Imagine you were to think, wow, I finally come to a new chapter in my life where there is uncertainty and I am in creation operator mode. What is it that I want? What is it that I want to create in my life? See it like that. Well, why would you see it in any other way? Oh no, life is uncertain. I could get killed at any moment. I could lose my job at any moment. I could not find a job again. This could happen and that could happen. What can I do to make sure I am perfectly safe? There's nothing I can do because I don't know what to do. Oh my God. And then you just freak out even more. It's like a recipe for disaster. This is what you can do, practically speaking, to help you through this process. When you're in the known, imagine that as your time to do your side of the job. When you're in the known, that means life has given you the information you need to now carry out what you need to do. Then when you're in the unknown, see it as you've done what you've needed to do. Now life is going to redirect you. Now it's life's job for you to wait to receive the information from life, and then for you to go into the known again to execute. So you want to meet life halfway. Be both receptive, patient, and don't worry. Life has got your back. You seem to think that life is this like evil manipulative force that either is just chaotic nonsense and doesn't do anything, which, by the way, if that was really true, your life would be way worse than it is. There is absolutely no reason to believe that life is unintelligent. Life has only proven to your life with intelligence. And if you haven't seen that, you must be denying it, because there's no one I've ever spoke to in life who can convince me, or even themselves, that life has proven to them that it is unintelligent, chaotic, and random. Impossible. Not one person has had that experience, unless obviously they were somehow completely oblivious to what life is doing. So life is intelligent, it isn't random, and it is in your favor. People think that sometimes life's in my favor, sometimes it's not. Sometimes it wants to kill my grandmother and my brother, my whoever family member. Sometimes it wants to give me a really nice romantic relationship. It's like life doesn't think, now I'm going to give you the death of the parent, and now I'm going to give you the beautiful relationship, and now I'm going to give you the breakup of the beautiful relationship, and now I'm going to give you a couple of years of healing. And life's not intelligent in that way. It doesn't think like that. Life doesn't think. Life is so perfect. It's just consistently giving you exactly what is necessary. So see it in that way and meet life halfway. The more freedom you give life to give you what you need by not worrying and allowing it, trust is like connecting to life. Trusting life is like removing anything that was preventing life from being able to give you what it needs. So think about it. When you trust life, trusting isn't really trusting. When we trust life, it's not the same trust as like, yeah, I trust that the bus will arrive tomorrow at 2 p.m. That's not the same trust. It's a different kind of trust when we trust life. Trusting life is transcendent trust. Trusting life is quite literally giving life the opportunity to give you what you need without you resisting it. Therefore, you'll be receptive. So allow life to give you the information that you need. Trust that process. Once you get the information, you have to be receptive. Listen to every conversation. Follow every desire. Don't inhibit yourself from doing something you feel like doing when you're in this uncertainty mode. When you're in uncertainty mode, hyper-receptivity mode you need. You need to listen very attentively to what's around you. Listen to conversations, things you hear on the radio, things people are saying, things someone says that stands out to you, any type of desire that you feel, subtle desires. For me, when I was in uncertainty mode, I had this very subtle desire to start a school community. And I thought, school community, will that work though? How much does it cost? Oh, it's cost me 100. I've pretty much got nothing right now, and I'm trying to sell my friggin' Apple Watch so I could pay for like food, you know? And I was like, is it worthwhile spending? And it was just a quiet desire, just a genuinely quiet desire. And I was picking out my options because I'm in uncertainty mode, and this was a very uncertain mode. This was a completely strip my life back to zero mode. And then I had the desire, and it was very quiet. It took me 3 days to act on it because I was still careful about what I was doing. Well, good thing I did act on it. I've got over 1,000 members in the community now, and I've been living full time off it for the past 6 or 7 months. So if I didn't listen to that quiet desire, I wouldn't be here today filming on this camera, sitting in this apartment, you see? I listened. So whenever you're in uncertainty mode, beautiful, creation mode. Be attentive, listen, and wait for life to give you the right information. When it gives you the right information, perfect, you're in the known. Go and execute. Then, once you've executed, you've taken everything as far as you can go, perfect. Back into uncertainty mode, let life bring you the information. Eventually, you'll stop worrying when you're in uncertainty mode. I went into uncertainty mode. I lost my job. I lost my flat. I almost lost my girlfriend. I pretty much lost everything. I had to go back home, live with my parents, lost all my money. And I was stripped back to zero. But I wasn't freaking out. I wasn't worried because I was in creativity mode. Perfect. Life's put me back into creation operator mode. It's time to create a new life. That's exactly what I did. So don't worry. Life is training you to be with uncertainty because it isn't uncertainty. Remove that word. Well, technically it kind of is, but the connotations we have with uncertainty are not accurate. It's creation mode. See it that way. And I can guarantee you, your life is going to change drastically. The quality of your life, applying this understanding, is going to be infinite. Like, I can't explain how different it's going to be. In such a positive way, like it actually blows my mind. So I have a free meditation that I'm going to share with you right now. It's an exclusive meditation. I'm not going to post it on YouTube. You can only find it on this video. If you click the link, I'll put it in the description as well. This is a community meditation. It's something I do in my private communities, and this is the type of stuff that we go into. Not necessarily this, but this is a very niche idea that I wanted to cover, and this meditation covers it, and I hope it helps. So the link is in the description for that. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for being here. I will see you very soon. Take care, guys.